Alright. So, I decided, after building that ugly thing, we need to do something a little bit more fun and quite a bit more big. So, we're terraforming. That's the first thing we're doing. We're blasting this mountain away. And I'm going to turn this whole area into a little, kind of like Wild West area. Plan is, well, rift up there causes some sort of distortion in time that allows us to have a Wild West area. But in order to do that, we're going to push this mountain back a few, blocks. I'm still deciding how much because it's actually kind of big. And whenever I say kinda. Oh dear, this video is gonna be fun. So, yeah, we're blasting this mountain back. I want to blast it at least back to where this little edge doesn't exist anymore. And so that's the plan for today, and then maybe we'll get to doing some stuff. I'm still deciding if I want to go as far as actually turning this into a desert type deal, or if I'm going to instead, gotta get that Texan accent out, or if we're going to instead go ahead and just use the grass, since, believe it or not, Texas, New Mexico, California, Arizona has grass. And why I mention all those states? Because those are some of the more common stereotypes for cowboys and stuff like that. Now, the problem is, this grass is a little too green. If I go outside right now, anything that is in a freaking front yard is dead. Which, I mean, part of it is it's mid-October. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. And so we're going to push it back at least, oof, I don't even know how far. I don't know, but it's gonna be fun. We're blowing stuff up. Okay, so we could maybe blast this back just a little bit more. And we'll be nice and dandy. I'm saying how much I want to blast this back, because I do want it to kind of slip upwards. Upwards. Maybe blast that mountain away, that mound. So, luckily, because I have friends, and friends who are rich, we're gonna borrow some of his TNT. I don't think he'll mind too much. It's not like he gets on. Plus, I'll pay him back in, like, gold or something. I don't know. Alright, let's flatten out this mound a little bit more. I do want it to slope upwards, because I don't want a perfectly flat, little old western town. Or anything. And now the whole mountain's... Ooh, that... I don't care how expensive TNT is, you cannot say that this is not efficient. This, which would take hours to do, is being done in minutes. And, I mean, like I said, you can't stop progress, and you can't really put a cost on efficiency either. There we go. Woo! Yeah, that actually does look really good. I'm really happy with how this is coming out already. I mean, this project's gonna suck because it's basically going to be this entire area from here to there, which I'll probably do a lot of this off camera because this is quite boring to watch. I've been recording for about 70 minutes, and I have about at least, or at most 5 minutes of footage. Life's good. Alright, let's see. Alright, so we're gonna go and get started on building, because that's why we're here. Let's see, what time is it? It's 1:38. This is gonna suck. I mean, we'll keep on. I think we need more of this. We're gonna have to go all the way down there. Wow. Yeah, no, this actually cleaned up really, really nicely. I mean, yeah, there's still some ugly areas, but I'm actually really impressed with how, I guess, how bad this looks. Like, it's good that it looks bad, because it's not supposed to look pretty like over there. It's supposed to look dead. And it definitely does look dead. Alright, I think that's enough texturing. Now let's get to actually building something. So I have a few different thoughts as to what I want to build. Crap, it's turning night. I'm thinking about building like a horse barn over at the edge of town. Yeah, that. Alright. And so if we build that, that'll at least... Then we'll have something that I can say I built for this episode. Or for this video. But this will probably be a series where I just work on old townifying that whole area. We're probably going to actually shovel out most of this area. Because I'm going to have a muddy inside. Because, you know, horses poop. So, it's going to be a little bit more moist in the inside. So I'm thinking about making the inside out of different types of mud. Maybe. Oof. Maybe I'll build it over here, actually. Well, yeah, turn this whole area into a pasture. Or, like, you know, an area for them to, like, roam around in. Over here becomes an actual, like, you know, horse stables. I can't make it great big. As if it's too big, then there's, like, no passage. Which, I mean, this whole mountain has to be... Or another chunk of this mountain has to be decimated. Again, off camera, just slowly push everything back. So, yeah, alright. Let's get started. So, for the base, I'm thinking about mixing these three. Let's see how this is going to look. So, the darker is a little bit more, you know, like, as I mentioned, darker is a little bit more rotten. Ooh, oh, let's go. Ooh, that is a little dark. I also don't have a lot of jungle wood. That's what I didn't really consider. Where's the closest jungle at? Pull up the seed real quick. Okay. I am located here. The closest jungle. Highlight biomes. Jungle. Oh dear. Well, so if I'm right here, come up here. Alright, what is that? How many rockets do I have? Alright, that's all good. So I need to go. Yay, we get to make a little quick trip to Sparse Jungles. Which is... What's the coordinates? Negative 1,000, negative 230. So... that direction. So, yippee, now we get to do this. Probably should have brought a bed. I imagine I won't be there for too long. Loading new chunks for this. There we go. Oh, I hit a chunk border. Wow. All right. Let me in. I like how, like, I wish I had found these mountains before I set up my base, because these were some sick mountains. Okay, so now that we've gotten some of the pillars up, basically, I'm trying to create a texture. I'm sure I've mentioned this already, but it's going to be kind of this lower area is rotten. This upper area is going to be kind of clean because it's less exposed to water. And yeah, so once that gets done, we'll put up the actual oak logs for the cleaner walls and put on a stone roof that's a mix between regular stone, cobblestone, and andesite slabs. So it has a more worn look. And then we'll go from there. Man, I think that the whole texturing thing is really going well for this place. It's really... Oh, I don't know why I went over here. It's giving it this old look. Alright, now that we have the base roof done, now it's time to texture it. So, how I do textures is... I slowly add stuff in. I don't think I have enough cobblestone. So I start off with a blank texture like this. Or a blank canvas. I'll say a blank canvas. And I go boom, 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 boom. Just random mining and like that. Now we have some like dents or scratches in the roof. And then you just kind of go around and add just a few here or there. You don't want to add too much. But you want to add enough that to the naked eye, you'd be like, oh, look at that. Something's up with that roof. Make sure to add some to the edges, just so that even from the edge you can see, oh, wow, there's a little bit different texture. Same with the cobblestone. So you go boom. Since we don't have a lot of it, I'm going to be a little bit more sparse. Kind of just adding a little bit of like, wow, so this part of the roof's a lot more dented up. And I'll probably go get some more cobblestone, but that's the base idea of how you texture something. Well, with that, now we got a fully finished roof. Added some more cobblestone to it, made it look, like I said, dented and scratched up and all sorts of stuff. So now it's time for the interior. Pick up all this stuff, because this stuff can be valuable for the future. That is so weird. So if you walk across here, your camera actually moves. It's messing with me while I was putting down these fences. That's so weird. Anyways, so the interior is basically done. We're going to keep it real basic. Let's work on the exterior now, because... Nah, I think we'll save the exterior for later. Well, actually, no, we do need to do something. Let's now make a hay barn attached to the side of this thing, so it's going to go something like... Oops. Boom, boom. It's not even that dark in here. They're just spawning in to make me mad. Alright, and with that, hay barn's done. We are going to... I think the whole... Yeah, I'm pretty sure the whole barn's done. I might add some lights, but we're good. Maybe add some horses as well. I know it's not like the most shocking build we've ever done, but we're completely changing the landscape from stone and grass to dirt and grass. It's gonna be a big project, but once we get started, or now we're started, it'll be pretty easy to do. I'll do a lot more off-camera stuff with this. I want to get started on something so I could say, look, this is what you have to look forward to. Hopefully it won't be too long, and we'll already get halfway, or I won't really say halfway, but once we get started, we'll get done pretty quickly, I imagine. The biggest problems is this whole mountain needs to disappear. That's the biggest problem, is this whole mountain needs to disappear, and I basically need to move everything back. This all has to be moved back. This all has to be moved back. Probably to about right here. It's gonna be brutal, and you can tell how excited I am for it. Oh, I screwed something up. But we have that to look forward to, and yeah. Alright, I'll switch to some shaders. I know it's not a pretty building, but I like the idea of switching to shaders whenever we finish a project. Doesn't look as pretty with vibrant shaders yet. Yeah, we got our barn done. For now. Like I said, it's still work in progress. Everything here is work in progress. But once it's done, it'll look amazing. Once this whole area is done. So, yeah, with that, I hope y'all take care. Y'all have a good day, good night, and, well, I'll try to catch y'all tomorrow. Good night.